Hey, what's up guys? Pat Burke at MBS, and we are talking about 16.3. I really like this workout. So it's 7-minute AMRAP of 10 power snatches and 3 bar muscle ups. I'm sorry, actually I didn't write the scale division, which is 5 jumping chest to bar pull-ups. In a lot of ways, again, you know, as Dave is programming these workouts, he wants that scale division to look a lot like, get the same stimulus, or at least very similar stimulus as the like the RX. So a lot of this stuff is going to apply to that scale division. All right, we have 2 movements here. We're looking at power snatches. It's a lightweight, no squat required, going from the ground to overhead. So a couple notes here on the snatch. Muscle snatch, if you did watch the video of the 2 guys going head to head, they were using a muscle snatch, and what that means is that we're not rebending the knees on the catch. It's coming up in one action, which looks like that. So it's a lot like a kettlebell swing would be, where you just extend up and then let that weight float all the way up to head, up to overhead. And what we're looking here for is the weight to be over shoulder, hip, heel, this alignment right here, not hanging out in front of the body. So that's really important. You need to get it all the way up overhead. But yeah, so a muscle snatch versus the snatch where we jump and catch. So what we're avoiding by doing the muscle snatch is kind of an extra movement. Because it's a lightweight, we can pull strongly with one movement and then let the weight float up overhead. That is kind of assuming that you feel that this weight is light, maybe though 4 minutes into the workout you do get fatigued and you do find that a slight knee bend kind of benefits you. But I'd say for most people that feel comfortable with the 75-55, plan on doing a power snatch. And you know, with a power snatch, or sorry, not power snatch, muscle snatch, plan on doing a muscle snatch. And it's okay to let some things be not what they're supposed to be. So in a snatch, usually we want to brush the thigh. In a regular snatch, we want to brush, make that contact. In a muscle snatch though, you likely don't. You come up and the bar stays kind of out away from the body. It's not a lot, but it is not making that contact, that normal contact in a power snatch. And that's okay, as long as your posterior chain can support it, and you do want to keep your weight balance and back flat for the most part. So we have muscle snatch. A couple points here. A narrower grip would likely be better. So if you check this out on the snatch, if I do my normal snatch grip, I'm way out here and I'm pretty low. Being that this is a lightweight, I can come in pretty narrow and not be as low in my torso here versus here. So I don't know how far that will be for you, but play around with it in your warm-ups. Just know that if this is what your normal snatch is, you could probably come in. So that benefits you down here, but it actually also benefits you right about here. So you have a little bit more pressing out power. When those elbows turn over, you press the bar out from here to here. With a wide grip, typically you're not as strong. Plus you're getting a lot of angle on your wrist, and your wrist might feel it. So you can be a little bit narrower. Probably don't want to be doing a clean grip, and this movement is not in any way a clean grip. It has to be in one action up overhead. Also, don't move your feet. You set the feet and they stay in place. We're not going to move our feet. Well, because we're not rebending the knees or jumping in a muscle snatch, your feet won't move. So set the feet, dig them in deep and big and powerful with a lot of speed. Let that bar float up. No hook grip. It's not a heavy weight. Hook grip, I know snatch, hook grip always, right? but you don't need it. You likely don't need it. If you're accustomed to it and it throws you off, fine, but you don't need to use it. That's about it. Tape your thumbs. You know, there's kind of a lot of reps here. You might tape your thumbs around there, just a couple runs around. Don't cut your circulation off or anything, but just to protect them from getting cut up. Bar muscle ups. Big smooth kips. I mean, you know, if you've been doing muscle ups, I mean, you gotta have a pretty decent kip, and you kind of either have them or you don't. For those of you that are kind of in between, not like at elite level or whatever, and like are thinking about doing singles, just know that linking is gonna be way more energy efficient. So if you can take like 5 more seconds of rest walking over there, you know, just a little bit of chalk on the hands, that little bit of rest, if that little bit of rest will allow you to link the bar muscle ups 3 or 2 versus 1, that is going to be better, because you won't have to get off of the bar, land on the ground, jump, kip swing, so you skip a lot of extra movement if you can just hang in for 1 more rep. Just stay tight, and you can't allow your swing to get off. It's kind of hard to explain on a video, but yeah, if you can link them 2 or 3, that's just always going to be better. Not much to say on the jumping pull-ups or chest to bar jumping pull-ups. You know, use your legs, pull down hard. Actually, what I find myself doing quite a bit, if I get really tired right here, I'll flip one hand around, do a couple, flip another hand around, do a couple. Just like, even if it's, I don't even know if it like physiologically does anything, but it like gives me something to think about, and I just say, hey, let me try a couple like this. So it just kind of keeps you going. And you guys doing the scaled, that's the name of this workout, is just, there's nothing really stopping you, just keep going. So if you can just trick your mind into doing something else, anything to keep going, just grab the bar and go. All right, so pacing, like 3 scenarios I see here. You're really confident on 10 power snatches and pretty dang confident on 3 bar muscle ups. So you're just good on these movements. I think the thing to watch out for is hitting red line. So I call this a high running pace. This is 7 minutes. It looks a lot like a mile run. You don't sprint a mile run, but you run very tall and very hard, but you stay off of red line. So if that helps, think about it like a mile run. Unbroken is going to be really good. If you're so good that you can, you know, for 3 rounds, think of doing unbroken, that's going to really help you out. Unbroken, unbroken. Really just try to stay unbroken as far as possible, because once your mind breaks and you break a set on something, then you know everything is going to fall apart. So really try to stay unbroken. Kind of like I was saying with these bar muscle ups, that is just really good to stay linked on the bar muscle ups. So if a little bit more rest will give you those unbroken bar muscle ups, take that little bit of rest. Don't run into the bar so fast that you only get 1, and then you're so tired still after that 1 that you can't get the last 2, you can only get 1 more. So you just completely wrecked when you could have taken maybe 10 seconds more rest and then linked all 3. So that's just kind of the thing to watch out for. Really try to stay unbroken, but don't redline. So you can do, scenario number 2 is you can do these movements, but you're not quite super confident about the unbroken. That's fine. Come out, if you can do 1 to 2 rounds unbroken, great. But be very ready to settle into some sort of rep scheme. Maybe it's 5 and 5 on the snatches, 5, 3, 2. That's totally fine. And then maybe it is singles, but very short rest, okay? This is only 7 minutes. Keep that in mind. So just when you put that bar down, if you're kind of breaking things up, just be very quick to get back on the bar. And then I would say if you're kind of in this category too, watch out for failed reps, you know, so more on the bar muscle up and failing one. Take some rest if you need to. Just be pretty confident about getting up there on the bar. Make sure you're going to get it. And then the scaled, like I already said, just there's really nothing stopping you. try to go, you're unbroken on everything. Unbroken snatches, it's only 45 or yeah, 45, 35, and then the 5 chest to bar pull-ups, unbroken. Walk between, don't run between, but unbroken snatches, walk to chest to bars, do those, walk back to snatches, 7 minutes, it'll be done before you know it. Okay, equipment, shoes, doesn't really matter, nanos or ollies. If you love snatching in your ollies and you got that better platform, that's fine. I will likely use nanos. Tape, you might tape your hands if you think you're gonna rip. I am not a fan of it. We did talk about the tape on the thumbs. Chalk, yeah, but keep that chalk really close to you. No, like, you know, the super long chalk sessions. Keep it real quick. 7 minutes. I just want to keep on reminding, you're really going to regret it if you are dropping your bar and taking these like 30-second chalk breaks. Okay, 7 minutes is going to go like that. Nutrition, a lot like last week's workout. I think I was aiming for 8 to 10. Most people were at 8 to 10 minutes. So this is 7 minutes. Again, have something in your stomach. Protein shake works great. You want a little protein, a little fat, a little carbs before, about an hour before. On this short workout, I think caffeine is fine. Get amped up. If you're used to it, don't do it if you've never done it before. After, this is a super intense workout. The more intense, the more carbs that you want for recovery. So much heavier on carbs. Mobility. Pecs and lats again. Again, we're hanging from a bar. We had toes to bar last week, and then the week before we had chest to bar. So just opening this, okay, chest compartment here, lats, just keeping that open. Again, I'm not talking about going hammering yourself for 30 minutes on each thing. Just staying open throughout the day. So we had door jam stretch, hanging from a bar, or like child's pose, anything, or just shoulder rotations, just keeping your shoulders and this stuff open. The hip hinge, we got the snatches, so we want this stuff right here, okay, kind of glutes. Some rolling would be great, and then hamstrings. So my default kind of stretch, just lunge. It's so simple. You drop down into lunge. We've got from here, we've got the hamstring, and just mess around with it. You can turn in, turn out. Can get some hip flexor action in here as well. And then we have pigeon, and you can mess around with it, and that stretches out the glutes or anything else that you like to do. So we just want to have that hip hinge pretty clean. And then I put low back just because it's very likely in this lightweight for us to be going, and then also that we're going real fast for some movement in our back, also bar muscle ups and stuff. So, I mean, there's a couple things that you can do for low back. You can drop the knees side to side, some easy rocking, rolling. I do these shoulder roll to V-sit, which is actually in my example warm-up. So pretty much a shorter warm-up. We got jog, row, 5 minutes, light, just get blood circulating. Then again, we got some bar kips, just building our kip, good timing, probably build it up into a chest to bar pull-up, and then probably a couple muscle-ups. I would immediately just start practicing my bar path, the snatches, start practicing being really snappy and quick, powerful off of the ground with the snatch, and then also bringing it back down. And actually I'm kind of thinking also about keeping the bar close in this internal rotation that we want. So I'd go right into just practicing that, and then yeah, loosening the back up for the snatches and then the bar muscle ups. You're gonna have a lot of action going through here, so just make sure your spine is nice and mobile. All right, so that's all I got, guys. It's gonna be fast. Go hard. Get back on the bar. It'll be done before you know it. Scream, yell. It's allowed. Take your shirt off. Act like a madman. We love it. Okay. All right. Good luck.